I'm Dr. Greg Castello, board certified family practice, and today I want to talk to you about weightlifting. So in another episode we talked about fat burning and cardio training, and today we're going to talk about weightlifting in particular. So when you think about weightlifting, there's really two different types of weightlifting. One would be strength training, what an athlete would do to be stronger or faster or push harder, that's strength training, and then bodybuilding or trying to get bigger muscles for a cosmetic benefit or improvement. Both are lumped into weight training, and they're actually fairly different types of techniques or exercises involved. So very briefly, weight training can be any type of resistance exercise. It can be going to the gym and lifting free weights or dumbbells or using a machine. Push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups and chin-ups are all weight training. Resistance band is weight training as well, so you don't have to have a fancy gym membership. You can do it at home in the basement if you have the motivation to do it, but it's all weight training. So very basically, if you're a beginning weight trainer, you probably want to do 8 to 12 repetitions. So when you're lifting weight, enough weight that you can do 8 or 12 reps to a point of exhaustion. That's a pretty good round number for general benefits. If you're more specifically trying to be a strength trainer or build strength, you want to do lower repetitions. So somebody that's a power lifter or deadlifter or an athlete is going to do some 8 to 12 repetition stuff, but occasionally or once a week they'll do 2 or 3 repetition sets where they lift a much heavier weight but can only do 2 or 3 repetitions, and very occasionally will do max lifting. Well, they will lift the absolute maximum amount of weight they can for just 1 repetition. You don't want to do that on a regular basis. It's very hard on the joints and tendons. You're much more prone to injury, but it's a great way to help you increase strength. Another thing that you can do if you want to increase strength is do what's called negative sets. So if I'm lifting weights and I'm doing curling as an example, I lift up, that's the positive motion, I'm going against gravity and shortening my muscles. Then the negative motion or negative rep is when I go back down with gravity. So that's a negative set. Your muscles are about 30 or 40% stronger in the negative set than they are in the positive set. So as an example, if I could curl 30 pounds positive motion, I could probably do about 50 pounds in the negative motion. So occasionally, if you want to do negative sets for strength, you can have a partner help you put more weight on than you could normally handle, say 50 pounds, and your partner will help you lift the weight up into the positive position, and then by yourself, you very slowly and in a slow motion, comfortable motion, you do the negative set yourself, and then have your partner do the lift the weight up again in the positive, and then you handle the negative motion yourself, and that's a negative set. You can do that yourself with cheating, and that would be taking the weight yourself, throwing it up like this, that more weight that you could handle, and then doing a nice controlled motion in the negative set, and again throwing it up in the positive set without assistance. It's a little bit more risky as far as injury, but you can do that, and that's a good way to get strength as well. If you want to body build, you're going to do higher repetitions, 8 to 12, sometimes 15 repetitions, so a lighter weight. You want to occasionally do what are called pump sets, so that could be 20 to 24 repetitions, and it's a very lightweight, and you literally want to engorge your muscles with blood and get them pumped to their maximum. And the thought behind that is when you engorge the muscles with blood, you bring new capillaries or blood vessels to the muscles. You also increase something called mitochondria, which are the machines of the cell that create energy, and mitochondria actually have physical size to them. So if you have more mitochondria in your cells, not only are they better machines and can generate more energy, but they're actually physically larger. The thought between adding capillaries or new blood vessels is like if you build it a subdivision, you don't have enough streets, you can't build any more houses, so you need to build more streets to bring in the new houses. So having extra capillaries or blood vessels in your muscles will allow nutrients to the blood so you can heal better. They bring oxygen to the muscles so you can exercise longer without getting that burn or that discomfort feeling. And you want to do that even if you're a strength trainer. You want to do these pump sets every once in a while for those benefits. If you want to mix cardio and weight training, that's great to do as well. So instead of lifting a heavy weight and talking to your weightlifting partner for 5 minutes and then doing another set, you do circuit training, or you bounce from machine to machine. So you do an 8 to 12 rep set, get a little bit winded with it, your heart rate's up, you wait 30 to 60 seconds and you bounce onto the next machine, and you do 30 to 40 exercises over a 30 or 40 minute period, and you actually accomplish 2 benefits with that. Your weight training, and you're also doing your cardio, so you don't have to do the bike or do the treadmill afterwards because you've actually done your cardio as well. As far as nutrition, you want to make sure you've eaten recently. So in our fat burning topic, we talked about being on an empty stomach. You can't have an empty stomach if you're going to be weightlifting. You need to have energy. So you want to make sure you got food in your system, glycogen in your muscles for that readily available energy to lift weights. As far as diet, you don't have to eat a lot of protein, so protein does not necessarily turn into muscle. A good example of that is you look at gazelles and lions, and they're both very elite athletes. They're both very muscular. They're both very fast, both very lean. And you look at their diets. The lion eats gazelle, so he's on a high protein diet and he maintains his muscle and he's pretty physically fit. Look at the gazelle. The gazelle eats grass, so his diet's probably 90% carbohydrate, and he's a very good athlete as well, so be very careful about protein drinks and protein loading. It is hard on your kidneys. It can raise your blood pressure, and it does not make you have any more muscle. So as a general rule, probably no more than 1 gram of protein for every pound of weight. That would be the maximum. So at 170 pounds, you should not be eating more than 170 grams of protein in a day. It does not help, honestly. Back in the day, when I was early and younger weight training, we used to carbohydrate load. So you would go buy a big bucket of complex carbohydrates, and the weightlifters or the bodybuilders would actually take carbohydrate drinks. And now it's gone full circle that you're taking protein drinks, and people are still athletes and people are still strong. And so it used to be we were training like a gazelle, and now we're training like a lion, and it honestly does not matter. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Greg Castello, board certified family practice. Thanks.